Here with Chris Ballard, the GM of the Indianapolis Colts. We've got palm leaves and fans to help you out. Thank you for coming out here. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
You are so wonderful, but if I didn't know you, I would really name you the most intimidating GM in the National Football League. Do you think you are?
I think I'm pretty easy to deal with.
I feel like you're direct and honest, and that intimidates people, no?
I don't think it intimidates. I mean, I think, look, if you ask a question, I'm going to give the answer, at least from my perspective and what I think. Doesn't mean it's always right, but you're going to get the answer I think it is.
This is my first owner meeting. You've been to so many. Give me your best advice on how to take it all in.
It can be a little overwhelming, but be you.
Be me.
I think I told you that a few years ago.
You
be
did.
you.
Hey,
be you.
It worked out. Good tone evaluator over here. Let's rip the Band-Aid off with this Daniel Jones news. Happy to have him. Used to be a regular guest on my show. A lot of people are saying he's coming in for competition. I think you've said some things. I think people are looking at this, Chris, as a bad thing. I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a great thing. I think anytime you can have competition at any position, because it's the quarterback, everybody's going to scrutinize it to the 100th degree. But I think the competition, because the skill sets are similar, they're both good dudes. I think they're going to make each other not only on the field, but in the meeting room. I think they're going to make each other better, and I think that's going to be great for both of them and for our team. What
would be success for you? Somebody popping off the page, either one of them, or do you have a master plan in that brain of yours?
Look, success to me is the team winning. That to me is the success. I want them both to do great. But success is the team winning.
I don't think people understand how young Anthony Richardson still is. He's such a young player.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be another level to his game. Is there something you're specifically looking at that you need to see out of him to win that job?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've talked about some other media members here this morning about kind of what's going on in the league and the lack of patience and the quarterback carousel that you're seeing.
Crazy.
I mean, you're seeing guys go on their second, third, fourth team, and they're being successful. And we're not, and especially with young quarterbacks, we want them to be superstars right away, and that's not always the case. So with Anthony, knowing that, you don't have to fan me, knowing with Anthony.
You are so quick, Chris, it's crazy.
And knowing Anthony and knowing how young he was and the lack of experience, and what he's gained so far and what he's going to gain going forward, we still think there's major upside. When that happens, I'm not Nostradamus in that way, but we think it'll happen eventually.
I keep reading culture shift, being more aggressive. You're pretty aggressive. You went out and got Daniel Jones. Congrats on Cam Bynum. I love that as well. You're adding everywhere. You got the draft ahead of you. Is there a culture shift? What's to that?
I mean, look, because we went and spent in free agency. I mean, I look back on it, and look, our mantra the whole time has been to pay our own guys. And we've done a really good job of that. We've drafted some really good players, and we've taken care of our own guys. And I look back, and like in 20, we traded for DeForest Buckner. We signed Phillip Rivers, who both were high-level free agents. Not every move we've made in these situations have worked out. I don't necessarily say it's a culture shift, but it's one, especially in the secondary, that I thought we needed to make.
Yeah.
And then getting competition at quarterback's another one.
I mean, so you've nailed it so far. You got the 14th overall pick, but let's take a look at these moves that you've made here. When you look at this list, what is the position group that you're getting that Chris Ballard itch? Let me go address that.
Well, look, we're happy with the additions of Ward and Bynum.
Let's go.
Two veterans in our secondary that we think are really going to help us. Daniel Jones, we've talked about. I think a little bit underrated is Neville Gallimore, who we thought who's still a young player and had a pretty good season in LA. We think he'll add to our defensive line. Corey Ballantyne's a fun player to watch. We've always kind of liked him, and we think he can fill a role, as can Herbert. And we've been following Herbert. We liked him out of Virginia Tech and like what he did in Chicago. So it'll be fun to watch.
You drafted Jonathan Taylor, I think the perfect player. Until I saw this morning, I forgot that you drafted Matt Forte, another perfect player. My favorite player in the NFL. So I wish you nothing but luck here with the 14th pick. Thank you for coming all the way out here to hang out for a little bit. And thank you for your words always. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with that quarterback competition. Let's go.